Yeah, tough game for us. Florida hit the ball really well today. Credit them for that. We left 10 runners in scoring position, so that's tough when you look at the box scores. I don't think this was our best game by any means, and the beauty of this is that we get another opportunity to make it right.
All right, we'll go to questions for players now. Start with front row left with Eric.
Eric Bailey with Tulsa World. Kinzie, in the first inning, it looked like Nicole thought she had strike three, and everyone was going off the field. Later in the game, Kirsten thought she had a 3-2 strike, and 3 pitches later, we saw another home run. Strike zone seemed tight. What do you tell your pitchers when they're having issues? Just it looks like good pitches. You really have to throw real precise pitches. As a catcher, what do you tell your pitches to get them through those issues?
Yeah, for sure. Something that I just communicate with my pitchers is to control the controllables. Just keep spinning the ball, keep dominating through the zone, because at the end of the day, you keep hitting your spots. The umpire can call it or he can't, but that's all you can really do. Just keep their composure, stay steady throughout the game. And I keep telling them I'm going to do everything that I can, but the umpire was tight for both sides. It wasn't just us. So I think that going forward tomorrow, we're just going to need to be better with it. It's no excuses. So the pitchers did a great job hitting their spots. Some of the calls didn't go our way. Some did. So I think that Florida just capitalized on the ones that kind of fell over the plate.
All right, we'll stay front row left with Jesse.
Jesse Crittenden, OU Insider. Tiarre, you guys were able to find some offense later in the game, but early, seemed maybe the offense wasn't there. Florida was able to take a lead. Just maybe what did you see from the early offense, and maybe how tough was that to for Florida to maybe get that momentum early on?
Yeah, I think we made good adjustments towards the end, but by that time I think it was just too late. But just going in tomorrow, just resetting. We know a game plan. We didn't stick with it today, but good thing about this is we have another day. We know who they're going to throw. We know what's going to happen, and it's already written. So we're just going to go out there and focus on what we can do.
All right, we got front row right to John.
Yeah, for both players, please. John Hoover, Sooners on SI. You guys have a lot of seniors, a lot of leadership, a lot of people who've been through these battles before. Did you get the sense at any point in the game, speaking for the rest of the team as the captains, did you get the sense that you guys were pressing a little bit, whether it was offense, defense, or in the circle?
Tiarre, you want to go first?
I didn't think we were just pressing. I just thought maybe we were just trying to find ways to keep up. Every time that we thought we had momentum, boom, they would come back out and just score some runs. So, again, I thought we had good at-bats. We hit the ball hard. They made some good plays. We got runners in scoring position. We did what we had to do. We just couldn't capitalize on scoring. But overall, I just thought that we got on base. It's not like we were striking out or doing all that. We hit the ball hard. Just things didn't go our way.
Yeah, I agree with Tiarre. I think that this team has been in this position before. Even last year, we've been in this position before, so we know how to get out of this. Our first year here at the World Series, we lost the first game and came out of the losers bracket, so this feeling isn't new to us. So just really going forward, we're not pressing at all. We know exactly how to win ball games. We know exactly what we need to do going forward, so just really looking forward to it, and we're never going to give in. So no matter if it's 0-2 and we're down by 6 runs in the 7th inning, it's never over for us.
All right, we'll go front row right to Ryan.
Kinzie, earlier this year you did talk about, though, that kind of getting knocked back a little bit. You guys had to learn how to deal with that. What have you learned this year about being able to reset and turn around on a one-day turn and go again?
That the Sooners play best after we get punched in the mouth. That's what I've learned this season.
Any more questions for players? All right, thank you, players. All right, we'll start with questions for Patty. Coach Gasso with James, front row left.
James Hales, OKC Sports Radio in Oklahoma City. Patty, early in the game, the base running, with Pickering and a couple of other things, everybody just seemed a little bit off. What do you think that was?
Well, that was totally my fault, so I own that one. That was an unbelievable play. And I'm looking up, I'm telling her, okay, tag, okay, it's through, go. I'm looking for the next runner. So that was on me. It was nothing she did wrong. I own that. That was just part of it. It's part of it. They made great plays. They did great. They really played some great defense. They were playing to win. You could see that.
All right, we'll go front row right to Jenny.
Hey, Patty, the decision to go with Nicole instead of Kelly, can you just talk about what factors you were weighing and what ultimately you went into making the choice to go with Nicole today?
Yeah, we got a staff, and I got to show the staff that I believe in them. So whether people, I don't care, because I know this team. I know what we need. I know them. Kelly cannot take us all the way. She can't. I have to get these guys on the field. I've got to get them on the mound. I've got to get them the experience, or we aren't going anywhere. So I thought Nicole threw some really good pitches, as did KD. They, they were just getting hit hard, timely hits. What I also thought is if we were not going to win this game for some reason, then we have Kelly rested and ready to play game 2, which should have been happening right now. So that may have backfired on me. But it didn't, because I have to pitch my pitching staff. I can't keep leaning on Kelly to take us all the way through. So we know, you know what, though? This team has to step up as well. We didn't play well enough to win this game all around. It wasn't just pitching. It was all the way around. So that's kind of what went into it.
Right, when I go front row left to Ryan.
Ryan Aber from the Oklahoman. Patty, y'all have gone through this a couple times before this season, dropping games. What do you feel like this team has learned through those experiences that will maybe help them tomorrow? And then also as a follow-up, just want to ask you for an update on Alina.
Okay. They're fighters. They're fighters. It is hard to beat us twice, and it has happened this season. And this is really going to be a call out. They know it. They know what's going on. They know what's at stake. So who are we? What are we made of? We talked about really going in as an army of 21 instead of separation here, separation there, frustration over there. We can't live like that. So we talked about a family, strong, knit, 21, just fighting for every pitch, fighting for every out, throwing very competitive pitches. You know, we just need to be sharper, better. But we need to be really working on all cylinders tomorrow. We can't have one part of our game good and think we're going to win at the World Series. We're going to have all three working for us tomorrow. Alina has not been cleared yet. There's still some blood in her eye, and until that is completely gone, she will not be on the field. And that's where they are right now. So she may or may not. So hopefully, but we're not going to do anything to jeopardize her either.
Right, go front row right.
Jana Bardall with The Athletic. Patty, you mentioned it earlier, the if necessary game was supposed to be now. How does the schedule change, pushing it to tomorrow, adjust your strategy and maybe any of the adjustments you'll make before facing Florida?
We have time, which is nice. We really are big advocates. JT does a really good job with looking at video and creating game plans, and we can go back and see what we did not do well and make those adjustments. Same thing with our pitchers. We need time. We need a little bit of recovery as well. So we're probably going to jump in a pool and get some of that out of us and then get back to work again and be ready for tomorrow. So it's not something we haven't done before.
All right, we go third row left, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Williams, News on Oklahoma City. Coach, the few times you guys do lose, people always say, "Oh, I bet Patty's just ripping them right now." What is your approach after a game like this?
Do I look like
what,
I'm not?
They
I get a
say
bad
it.
rap
They say it.
sometimes. No.
So what is that approach?
Let me just tell you. I don't do that. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. The approach in the game, especially as we were getting halfway through and they were up for like 6 runs, I'm like, we just got to find small victories here. You get a runner on base, it's a victory. You have a good at bat, you walk, that's a victory. We're working to win small victories. I just wanted them to get the feel of winning something. You know, quality wins. In short little spurts. I felt momentum coming on our side, and the score got enough out of hand. I'm like, we just got to find momentum. bring momentum, walk off this field with momentum. And I feel like we did. And so the messaging was that. We've got momentum on our side. We got to trust who we are, what we do. We got to fight. We've got to be very focused in not trying to hit home runs, but more just hard line drive gap shots. It's hard to hit it out here when it's like heavy air and so forth. So it's just really talking about how we won some small victories the second half of the game and momentum on our side going in. So no, I do not yell at anyone. I'm a very positive person.
All right, we go front row right to Ryan.
Patty, you mentioned the film, but how important is getting 130 live looks at Rothrock today for making those adjustments?
Very helpful, very helpful. We know, I think we're going to go back and look at our at-bats so we know exactly what we were seeing. So it was helpful to see that. She's a hoss. I mean, she's really doing a great job for that program, and as a freshman, really very impressive.
All right, last question, John, front row right.
Yeah, Patty, I asked the players about it, and I hate to bring up the P word, but pressure. When you're going for unprecedented 4 in a row and all that stuff, how much does that factor into little mistakes here and there during a course of a game like today?
I think it can. We have a team that's very athletic, and they're very used to winning. And when they don't get what they want, you can see something change a little bit, and it can be disruptive for rallies and so forth. So those are things that it's just a natural reaction. If they don't get, they want to do something so bad for the team that if it doesn't happen, they'll get upset with themselves, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter. That's just love for your family, and you want to make them better. You want to give something to your family, and you couldn't deliver. So those are things we got to go back and kind of adjust as well, that we keep a little more steady with our approach and stay aggressive but steady with our approach.